One.
Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm back here with another episode of Pick and Pod. How's it going, Hump?
One great, bro. Great to be here. Living the dream.
Living a dream for sure. Before we get into this episode, love him or hate him, Hulk Hogan passed earlier today. Um, I just want to say rest in peace because he's paved the way for wrestling. Yeah, for sure. He's a legend and he will forever be immortalized in Wrestling Hall of Fame. Also, I have something new that I want to bring up. We have a recent sponsor, our first ever real sponsor, coming to Rouse's and Walmart soon. No Man's Land beef jerky. Not only
Ah,
is it packed with incredible nutrients, it has great smoky flavor. They come in three different packs. You got original, 36 grams of protein. You have black pepper, 34 grams of protein, and you have hot, 37 grams of protein. Incredibly nutritious, 200 calories per serving. Incredible. And they don't have that funky little square, the chemical square that you're not supposed to eat, but I always eat. But no, I'm just fine. I don't eat that. But it's so much better than Jack Link's. It's a good jaw workout too. Pause. Pause. But yes, shout out to No Man's Land beef jerky coming to local Rouse's and Walmart's soon. It's great flavor, great everything. I'm
can't wait to
excited.
try it, man.
Hopefully, you guys, I'm excited for it to come out in stores so I can continue to stock up with it. All right, anyways, we're gonna bounce to the first segment. It's no shocker or no surprise that the Clippers have been making moves this offseason. First off, you had the
Yeah.
addition of John Collins, the addition of Bradley Beal, Chris Paul, and Brook Lopez. How do they stack up against the Lakers, who have had had a little bit of roster turnover in addition of DeAndre Ayton, um, Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia? Who do you think has the better team right now? And if these two rosters were to match up in the playoffs and just as is currently constructed, who would you see taking it home?
Clippers, 100% the Clippers. As much people talk about, the injuries and the age, um, I still have the Clippers just because of depth. It's a lot of depth on that team. Like Chris Paul, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard. It's a lot of guys you got to deal with, injury or not. I mean, I'm guessing we're thinking health wise, we don't, knock on wood. I'm not, wishing injury on anybody or nothing. Like that team healthy is a finals ready team, in my opinion. Those are a lot of guys hungry, a lot of guys who average 25 plus a year. Guys like Chris Paul, who's one of the best facilitators to ever touch a basketball. I mean, they don't have a lot of weaknesses besides injuries. The Lakers can put up a fight because they got LeBron and Luka and Austin Reeves, but after that, what's left? I mean, so I got Clippers in six, maybe seven, depending on how Luka plays. But
No, I like that. I actually think
yeah,
that if these two were to match up in the playoffs, I would also go with the Clippers in 6 games. Like you mentioned, Kawhi Leonard, who I'll talk a lot about here soon. James Harden, Chris Paul, Bradley Beal, Zubac, who had coming off a career year, backed up by some quality depth. I mean, you have Brook Lopez, John Collins, who can play some small ball five, and stretch the floor. CP3, who's doesn't need to play every game. I mean, he can, but he doesn't need to. I mean, at his old age, if anything, Harden's just maybe a little bit less of a facilitator than Chris Paul, but still a solid player. Um, Bogdanovich, knockdown shooter. Derrick Jones Jr., lockdown defender, can spot up and hit a corner three or above the break three, whatever. As well as you got Chris Dunn, defensive menace, who maybe even start. And did I even talk about Brad Beal? I understand that Brad Beal's got a lot of hate for the past couple of years, but that is solely because of the price he was making. I mean, making $50 million a year to average 17 points,
yeah,
yeah, that's a disappointment.
that's
But
crazy.
to make, but to make, what is it? maybe what's he making? I'm not sure. Whatever he's making now,
Off the
it's
top of my
not
head.
even close.
I
I'm
know
gonna
he had
just
like a buyout, right?
yeah, he got bought out. I
Yeah.
think maybe 5 million with the Clippers. A $5 million player averaging 17 points a game is a steal. I don't care regardless of how much he didn't perform to his pay level with Phoenix with his last couple years in Washington. Having a 17 point per game scorer who can score from all three levels, and I think he's kind of an underrated defender. I think that that is a major addition to this Clippers team. Now you bring up health and everything. My second favorite player of all time, Kawhi Leonard, is not the most durable player. But because of this depth, you don't need him to play 82 games a season, 35 minutes a night. You got so much quality depth, and I just think that Kawhi can. Obviously, he's not prime Kawhi, but he's still a leader, and in my opinion, he's still a number one option on a um, contending team. And I'll talk about the Lakers a little bit. I have the Clippers winning in six. I ultimately could see the Clippers winning in five. I just can't count out Luca. Luca's gonna have a game or two a series. It's just bound to happen. I mean, you know what he did to Rudy Gobert. I don't even want to touch on it, but I know how Hump feels about it.
He
Bennett
had that man twerking on the 3-point line. Had that man twerking on the 3-point line. I'm telling you, showed the clip. He had that man throwing it back. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying.
you're crazy, man. That's wild. But yeah, I think you can't count out Luka. He's gonna have some games each series. They also are a solid team. I like the addition of Marcus Smart. I mean, I know it's no Bradley Beal, it's no like big name person going to the Lakers, but I think that he kind of fills a void that Dorian Finney-Smith left, and I think that Marcus Smart is a better scorer than Dorian Finney-Smith, and they didn't get him. He wasn't too expensive.
He
Uh,
reminds me of a more versatile Draymond Green in a way. Can
Marcus
play
Smart,
both sides. Yeah,
yeah.
can play both sides, can facilitate if they need to, but can really score.
You know, I just don't think that he could even. He's not remotely close to the passer that Draymond is, though. Like Draymond's essentially the point guard of Golden State in my eyes.
I mean, what he lacks as a passer, he makes up
Yeah.
as a scorer.
And I agree with that. Yeah, Marcus Smart
But I
can't hit
mean
the
that I
three.
mean
It doesn't look like he's shooting with a backpack on either, like Draymond. I love to hate on Draymond, but he's probably the engine of the Warriors dynasty in terms of he does all the small things. He shows up every night. It might not show up on a stat sheet, but his impact is not you can't replicate it at all.
top 10 defender all the time, in my opinion.
100%. Yeah, 100%. So I want to take this time to give a shout out to my Uncle Russ. Uncle Russ, if you're watching, I just want to let you know that I appreciate you. When I was younger, he took me to a Spurs game. First basketball game I ever watched. Kawhi Leonard was playing, and I fell in love with Kawhi Leonard right there in the game of basketball. Pause on falling in love with Kawhi Leonard, but I fell in love with the game of basketball right there. And Kawhi Leonard was my favorite player forever, forever and ever. So thank you, Uncle Russ, because this podcast might not even be possible without you. But you're into this next segment. What if? What if Kawhi Leonard stays with the Raptors after he wins that first championship? What do you think happens?
Uh, for one, they don't even make it back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Um, I don't see it happening. It was a great team. I'll be honest, a great team. It was a great team, but when you sit there, that's why I say when it comes to sports, things like this matters. Context really matters. And when you sit there and realize everything that happened, they weren't supposed to make it. They made it to the finals off of a last shot by Kawhi Leonard, and then they won the finals off of KD and Klay Thompson injury. I mean, you got to take those things into account. So you can't expect little things like that to always happen. So I don't see them. They make the playoffs. I don't see them making the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals. You know, I mean, the Warriors probably still go back to the no, because KD left. To be honest, man, the only thing I can really think right now is that they don't make it back to the finals.
Okay. So here's my
They're
perspective on
this
this. How quickly everybody forgets how good of a player Kawhi Leonard is. And that
great.
Toronto Raptors team, 2019, 2020, the year after Kawhi left, was still a pretty formidable team. They took the Celtics to 7 games in the semifinals, or to go to the conference finals. They lost in seven, but they took the Celtics to 7 games. I mean, listen to this roster hump. They had Kyle Lowry starting, OG Anunoby, Kawhi Leonard, Pascal Siakam, Marcus Gasol, and off the bench, Fred VanVleet, Norman Powell, Serge Ibaka, and shout out to the guy Pat McCaw. 3 rings, 3 years. I think that's a pretty solid squad, regardless. I think that that team is, without Kawhi, that team took Boston to seven, and Boston ended up losing to the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I think that that team beats the Celtics. I think that team beats the Heat, and I think they go on to beat the Lakers in the bubble championship that year. 100%.
Who's stopping Anthony Davis?
Nobody's stopping Anthony Davis, especially that year. Nobody's stopping him. But I
Who's
think that
stopping LeBron
Kawhi,
that year?
Kawhi, please, Kawhi.
Kawhi is stopping LeBron that year. You think that?
Rookie
Wow.
Kawhi had LeBron shook in Miami, hump. In Miami. This isn't Cleveland Bron. This isn't LA Bron. This is Miami Bron. Have you ever seen that clip of Kawhi checking in a game? A rookie Kawhi at that. And LeBron, damn. You ever seen that?
I know the clip. I know the
Yeah.
clip.
He's just different, man. Kawhi is
There's
strictly
no way.
buckets. Strictly buckets. He'll lock
Buckets
down
and
your best
bench.
player. No drama. Strictly
Buckets and
buckets.
bench.
No
No
drama.
drama.
No drama.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is the same guy who said he was going to play for Team USA. And then when it came down to it, he backed out of it. No drama.
That was an injury concern. I'm talking about you don't ever see Kawhi, I guess, really complain or anything like that. Kawhi in another life. Kawhi stays healthy. Yeah, y'all don't want to see a healthy Kawhi. That's that's the claw, man.
Oh, bro.
That's the claw.
Not even a top 10 player all the time, man.
Now I understand that because he's been so hurt in his career. But Kawhi is different, I'm telling
He's,
you.
he's literally the Michael Jordans of Draymond Greens.
Kawhi's a three.
The
Kawhi,
Michael Jordan of Draymond Greens.
automatic from mid-range. In
The
his head,
Michael Jordan of Draymond Greens, man.
I'm not
The
sure. I think
Michael Jordans of J Dub.
mm, let me just say something. Whenever Kawhi was with the Raptors, they were down 0-2, I believe, to the Bucks. And what'd he do? He locked in. He the only person ever, in my eyes, to one-on-one guard Giannis Antetokounmpo and shut him down for the rest of the series. They were down 2-0, came back and won 4-2. Different, different animal, different beast.
And how did he win the Eastern Conference Finals that year?
That was him. Yeah, that was 4-2 against the Milwaukee Bucks.
That was the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on the
Because
way,
how did he beat Philly?
off a clutch shot in the corner.
Clutch shot, a
Clutch shot
bounce,
over a
basically like a
formidable
field goal,
defender.
double doink.
Double
Yeah.
doink, sure. Over Ben
How did he
Simmons.
win the finals? How did he win the finals?
Hey, they forget that whenever KD and Clay did play, KD what showed up, was it game 3 or 4? I'm not sure.
Four, I think four.
But they're
Four.
already up 2-1 in the series before KD showed up. Clay was
Who?
playing those
The
games.
Raptors?
Yeah, they're up 2-1.
We're talking about KD. We're talking about Kevin Durant. That's who we're talking about. We're
I'm
talking
talking about
about Kevin Durant. That's That's the guy we're talking about right now, right?
Yes, the humble young boy out of DC. Yes,
Okay,
the
just
LA.
making sure we understand that we're talking about the real midi magician, the
I'm
seven
not
foot demigod.
I'm not saying that fully healthy, injury sliders are turned off that the Raptors would have beat the Warriors that year. I mean, I would like to think so, but I think it would have definitely went 7 games. It was 6 games without him. But I'm talking about the
Not getting a
next
ring.
year. The next year.
They're not getting one the next year either. They're not. They're not, man. They're not.
Do
They
you
are
think that they're
not
better than
getting
that
another
Celtics
ring.
team with Jaylen Brown, a young Jaylen Brown, young Jason Tatum, young Marcus Smart? They had Daniel Tice starting center, and they had a washed up Kemba Walker. Are the Raptors beating that team?
Absolutely.
The Raptors are beating that team?
Absolutely. They're beating that team.
Yes. Okay, now they're going to
Are they beating Jimmy Butler? No. No.
yes, yes.
No. They're not beating Jimmy Buckets. They're
Okay.
not beating Jimmy Buckets.
Kawhi Leonard's the Michael
Especially
Jordan of Jimmy
not bubble
Butlers.
Jimmy Buckets.
That's why I think Kawhi Leonard's the Michael Jordan of Jimmy Butlers. I'm not taking anything away from Jimmy Butler as a player, but I just think that prime for prime, Kawhi Leonard is the better player.
Does Jimmy
Hands
Butler
down.
even have a prime for real? Or unless that's
Yeah,
the bubble?
I'd say
Like,
Bubble continued to the was it 23 whenever they played the Nuggets in the finals?
yeah,
He's
got
different.
blown out.
Jimmy Butler's just he knows when to turn it on, pause, but he's just they're both
He
different.
doesn't. Man, he
So to kind of piggyback off my point, what if Kawhi stays with the Raptors? Shea doesn't get moved to the Thunder because the only reason that Shea got moved to the Thunder is because Kawhi wanted Paul George. So it's interesting to see the snowball effect of what would happen if Kawhi would have stayed with the Raptors. What happens to the Thunder franchise? I mean,
no ring. No ring.
no ring, no J-Dub because they traded
No
J-Dub
J Dub.
essentially in that package for Paul George.
I mean, SGA still gonna be a good player.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably a great player still. I think he would still probably average north of 23, 20, 25 points a game. But they don't get to the finals. They don't win a ring. He doesn't get a ring. Because I mean, as much as he had a great season this year, Chet played pretty good. J Dub, oh my goodness, J Dub played amazing. Lou Dort played amazing. Isaiah Hartenstein played amazing. So all of those guys played a huge role into it. So I can't say that he's gonna be as good as he is right now with the Clippers. I think he's just gonna be one of those guys where he's gonna become kind of like Cade Cunningham right now.
Yeah,
Like get him out of Los Angeles, like Cade Cunningham, get him out of Detroit. He's that good. It's gonna be one of those situations. But like Paul George, he was with the Thunder that year, right?
mhm.
Yeah, he's not taking them to the finals ever. Um, so yeah, man. I mean, we wouldn't see a lot of guys emerging right now. We wouldn't see guys like I don't think he could have got to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know. SJ probably could have got to the Eastern Conference. I think the Clippers would have done something. Hypothetically, they would have done something to build around SGA. They're a pretty smart franchise in my opinion. They're not like Miami or Milwaukee. They're not one of those. They're pretty smart. I think they would have did something to
Yeah.
give him some type of help. They
I
wouldn't be
think
like Thunder though.
yeah. I think that Shea's rookie year, they took the Warriors with KD to 6. I mean, it was like
Really,
Shea, Patrick Beverly, Gallinari, a bunch of kind of role players with a rookie Shea. And you mentioned the fact that you think that they would have built around Shea. I think so too, but I think they probably would have waited to see I think that they would have let Shea have another year, kind of as this developing star, and then maybe by the end of year two, they probably would have got him some legit help. But it's interesting to think about the snowball effect and how one small decision, like a Kawhi staying in Toronto, ultimately keeps Shai Gilgeous on the Clippers, where he's possibly winning MVPs and possibly bringing them championships right now, and keeps Paul George on the Thunder. I'm sure he probably would have been moved eventually, but it's just kind of wild to think what would have happened.
Crazy market, man. It's a crazy market. This market changes a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a what if Seth Rollins never turned his back on Roman and Dean Ambrose type of thing, you know? It's one of those situations.
Butterfly effect, man. Butterfly,
Big
snowball
butterfly,
effect. Yeah,
domino effect.
that's right, for sure. All right, man, we're gonna rock it to our continued NFL power rankings. I'll let you go ahead and kick us off, Hump.
All right, man. We're doing what? What numbers are we on? It's
I'm
we're
not
in the
sure. I
teens
think
now.
at the end of the series, though, I'm sure we could get a graphic of like ourselves and like where we have the teams ranked.
Yeah. Let's see. I guess I kind of got an idea what I was gonna do for like the next five. So I guess I will start it off with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay.
Um, pretty solid team.
Yeah,
Pretty solid team. Um, I think they're gonna be right back in the playoffs, probably. It depends on how they do against the Falcons. But they have a lot of holes on defense that were very evident last year. Um, I'm thinking like that cornerback room is gonna need a lot of work in my opinion. The safeties are pretty good. The safeties are good. It's that cornerback. I'm not I'm not too sure about that. Offensive side of the ball, hot take. I think this is the year Baker Mayfield could make his case for being a top five QB in the league.
yeah,
But I think I'm gonna be one of those people that will say, well, you gotta look at his weapons. He has a lot of good weapons. Mike Evans. I think this is probably gonna be his last year, probably, if they don't make a long push in the playoffs. Chris Godwin, even though he's coming off an injury. Um, Emeka Ibuka,
hmm
pretty solid. Uh, Bucky Irving, dog,
Fantasy
certified dog.
sleeper, or is he even a fantasy sleeper at this point?
Not anymore, man. He's up there, bro. He's
Yeah,
like a
maybe like a
man,
third round, fourth round pick.
yeah. I'm definitely gonna take him this year.
Not if I get him
Um,
first.
I'll make sure you don't. Trust. But yeah, man. I just think that they could really make some noise, but it all comes down to Baker Mayfield, in my opinion. He had a great season last year, but you can't look at you can't like not look at his flaws, which were the interceptions, the turnovers. If he can find a way to make better decisions with the ball and not be so careless at times, I can see him being like a top five quarterback in the league. I can see it happening. Don't be surprised if he throws for 5K and 40 plus touchdowns. I'm just saying.
How many
That's
quarterbacks are
like
going on?
this is a top three offense in my opinion. This offense is stacked. Great O line, great running back room, amazing wide receiver room. So I mean, it's all up to Baker Mayfield right now.
Yeah, I kind of like that pick, but I personally think they're a little bit higher, just because I mean the strength of their division. I think that they're better than the Falcons. Don't get me wrong. I think they're better than the Falcons. I think that they are a lock for the playoffs, essentially, bearing injuries and everything like that. But I'll go to my team. We'll figure out the order later. But I got the Jaguars. Now I'm higher than Jaguars than most. I've seen the potential throughout college for glimpses in the NFL of Trevor Lawrence. Man, and I just can't.
Prince,
I can't give up on him yet. I mean, I like probably mentioned this in a past episode. Brian Thomas Jr. I like what Travis Hunter's going to bring, just dynamic athleticism on either side of the ball. I mean, I don't think he's going to series play wide receiver, next series play DB. I don't think it's going to work like that. ETN's kind of a question mark. A rough year last year. I know he was on my fantasy team. I got Tank Bigsby. Uh, I like majority of their skill position players. They're not great, but they're solid to above average. The only thing that's kind of, I guess, real question marks, the offensive line. Now, I'm not the biggest. I don't follow football as much as I used to, but I don't recognize any of the names on offensive line. I don't know really what they have planned, and the defense is still kind of questionable too. I mean, sure, you could win your division, the AFC South, but that's solely because of the weakness and competition. I don't think I see them getting out of the first round of the playoffs if they make the playoffs. But I still think that there is potential there. We'll just have to see how it progresses, how it moves forward.
Prince, man,
Huh?
the Prince.
I saw what he did at Clemson, man. I
What is
just,
it
I
gonna
don't,
take, man? What is it gonna take? Are you one of those people that are like, oh, Peyton Manning didn't win a ring till year 6 or 7, so it's. Are you one of those people?
not really. I mean, I understand. All right. I forgot where I heard this, but this is like one of the best quotes I've ever heard. Growth is not linear. You're not like, let's say I go to the gym one day, lift 5 pounds. The next week I lift 5 pounds. That doesn't mean the week after that I'm going to be able to lift 5 pounds more. Growth is not linear. Growth is like the stock market is going to go up and down. So maybe I'm a fool for still believing in Trevor Lawrence, but with this roster and the skill position players he has, I think that this is you need to prove yourself. You need to prove yourself. You still there?
Yeah,
Okay, I couldn't hear you for a second.
yeah. Uh, my next team is the Detroit Lions.
Oh, this low.
Yeah, this is a hot take. It's a hot take. I see it happening now, man. They
Hot
are
take.
going
Go
to
get it. Sorry.
hot take. Love the beef jerky. Um, I think they're going down a very, very steep hill right now. I think a lot of things are gonna show themselves with Glenn gone and Ben Johnson gone. You're gonna see some changes. One being Jared Goff. I will stand on this hill. Jared Goff is a civilian at quarterback. I don't care what anyone says. This man is a civilian at quarterback. Literally a civilian. I'm sorry. Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs might actually go for like 1,700 rushing yards this year, just because of how bad I think Jared Goff is gonna play. Like, do people like just like not remember how bad Jared Goff was before Ben Johnson? Like when he didn't have Todd Gurley, when he didn't have people like Cooper Kupp. You remember how good Todd Gurley really was.
Yes, that dude was a
He
monster.
was he was amazing. And you saw when he first went to the Lions, I don't know. So I think when you lose people like it's kind of like the Chiefs situation, but way worse because of course Mahomes is that good, Andy Reid is that good. Um, when the Chiefs lost Eric Bieniemy, we took a turn for the worst. We took Matt Nagy, who we thought could actually make a difference because he led the Bears to the playoffs, I believe. And he comes in and it's a total shift. I think the same thing could happen with the Lions, but they just don't have as much talent as the Chiefs had in 2022, 2023. They don't have that. I don't believe in it. Monra, top 10 receiver. Jahmyr Gibbs, top three running back.
Okay.
I'm saying 9-8, 9-8 maybe. I don't know, 8-9.
Very interesting, Hump. That
No
is
faith.
very
I don't have
interesting.
faith. I don't have faith.
We'll see how it plays out. Sim, I'm gonna stay with the topic though. You mentioned what's his name? Offensive coordinator. Ben
Ben
Johnson.
Johnson.
Our next team is the Bears. The Bears got better on the defensive line, got better on the offensive line for sure. They added Joe Thuney, Jonah Smith. I'm sorry, Jonah Jackson. I'm not sure if this is the correct stat, but I know that Caleb Williams was one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league last year.
They went like
Uh, yeah.
5 weeks without an INT. Yeah.
The addition of Luther Burden, who I think is a solid receiver, um, the development of Roma Duze, the continue, and you got a formidable wide receiver one in DJ Moore. Also on the defensive side of the ball, I like corner Jalen Johnson. They got Tremaine Edmonds run the, I think Mike maybe, and they got a couple other defensive players. But I think that the division they are in is tough, and essentially, I think that I don't know. I haven't seen. It's hard to put them any higher just because I don't know what exactly Caleb Williams can consistently bring to the table. If he's poised for a breakout year and you tell me they make the playoffs, I would not be surprised. I think that this is probably the best on paper team the Bears have had in a while. And I'm excited to see what type of creativity that Ben Johnson can bring to this team, as well as I kind of skipped over, but they also added tight end, I believe, is it Colston? Colston Loveland from
Yeah.
Michigan? Yeah, they added him.
Yeah. You good.
Caleb Williams has weapons. DeAndre Swift as well. Is he's not on the he's on the Bears,
Yeah,
right?
I think he's still in the Bears. He should be. Yeah.
I just think solid roster just comes down to Caleb Williams. Yeah, that's all I got on the Bears.
So do you where would you put that offense? Just the
And what?
offense in general. Like top 10, top 15, top 20, top 5.
Minus if I'm going minus the quarterback, I'm looking solely at receivers, wide receiver weapons. I'm sorry, receivers, running back, offensive line. Definitely a top 10 offense in my opinion. Receiver room is where it gets interesting. I think that the receiver room, barring I guess the potential that I know that Rumaduze has and Luther Bird and DJ Moore, I'd say that they're a top five receiving room as well. Yeah,
One thing I did want to mention, this is this is gonna be really big for Ben Johnson, in my opinion.
yeah,
Um, Ben Johnson favored having a good running game, and the Bears had a terrible running game last year. They didn't really make any moves with the running game this year. So I'm guessing he's tailoring this offense towards what Caleb Williams had at USC, just a very air raid heavy
yeah.
pass offense. He's gonna have to. I'm guessing he's gonna make it seem like he is Mahomes. He's gonna do his best to say, "Hey, here are the keys. Just come home in one piece. That's it. Don't throw an interception. Make as many plays as you want to." So it's gonna be fun to watch him change and actually like adapt. I think that's what Ben Johnson's pretty good at. He realized Jared Goff couldn't run. Jared Goff's a civilian. You got a pretty good running back in Jahmyr Gibbs when he first got him, and then it was like, let's see how good we can do running the ball. And then, as you can see, Jahmyr Gibbs, great running back now. Still
Yeah.
had Amon Ra, who's a great wide receiver. So, like I said, it's going to be very, very interesting.
I'm excited to see his creativity though.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you think of some of the plays that the Lions ran last year. What was it? A fake stumble, bunch of offensive lineman bootlegs. I'm excited to see what he can bring to the Bears offense, and I think that he'll ultimately kind of restore the faith in the Bears franchise.
Could be, man. Might see
Could
our
be.
first 4,000 yard passer. Mm. Next up, I have the Green Bay Packers. The only reason I'm putting them above the Detroit Lions is because of Jordan Love. Jordan Love's not a civilian, and I think he can actually make plays. I'm still not as high on Jordan Love as a lot of people are, but I think he's better than Jared Goff, 100%. And I think if he doesn't get injured, I'm seeing 11 wins from that team, possibly. I could see it. I could see it. So I don't really have much to say about the Packers, man. They don't really got a lot going on. If they can figure out that wide receiver room,
Yeah,
they
that
can
was
make
my
some
point.
noise.
It just feels like they don't have a clear one. I mean, it's not a bad thing whenever you have Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs. Who's the dude they just drafted? Like Texas,
Matthew Golden,
Matthew Golden.
they
They have a
got my
couple of,
goat.
huh?
They got my goat. Mecole Hardman, the Jet, the Jet. I miss you, man. I miss you, Mecole, man. We miss you over here in that red, man.
I do kind of wonder what they're going to do, how they're going to replace Jair. Sure, he was unavailable, but I think that he was, I think you could, I would say he was a leader of that Packers defense. I know they have other playmakers like McKinney, like kind of blanking on some names, but
He was pretty good last
yeah,
year.
interested to see how that works. But I think the Packers are better than, I think they're a perennial playoff lock.
Wild card team.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
My next team is the Cowboys. Now you mentioned them last episode. I just don't think that they're that low. I know they got Pickens. They had a rough year last year, but it was mainly because they were decimated by injuries. You mentioned regular season Dak. Regular season Dak is MVP candidate year in and year out. I think that he's a solid quarterback in the regular season. He's got weapons, wide receiver weapons, Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Ferguson. Um, sure, they're blanking on a couple names, but kind of just a little question marks on the run game. I know they have picked up Miles Sanders. Not sure who else they grabbed. I think they lost a couple of offensive linemen. I think Zach Martin retired, stuff like that. And I think, in my opinion, the best Cowboys offense is running whenever they have the run game and the pass game going at once.
Yeah.
Whenever they establish that run game first, you think about their prime years with Zeke, with Dak's early years, whenever they had to keep the defense honest, sorry. And because they could power it, they could do some play action passes, get it to their receivers like Coop, like maybe Des Bryant around that time, maybe not. But still, I think that the offensive line needs kind of got weaker as well as the running back room. But I really like the defense. You know, you got Micah Parsons playing everywhere. Stephon Diggs' brother. That's ultimate disrespect. 'Cause
Trayvon.
Trayvon Diggs. Yeah. Any other
Deron
notable
Bland.
players? Who?
Deron Bland.
Deron Bland. Where's he at? Alabama?
Deron Bland.
Is he at Alabama? I
I don't
don't
know.
think so. No, I'm thinking of the dude from the Lions. I think it's Jamie Arnold.
Yeah. Teron Arnold. What's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got the Cowboys. And one more point on the Cowboys. They play the Eagles and Commanders a combined 4 times out of the year. So those are not easy wins.
Jesus, man. That's tough. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they haven't paid Micah yet, man. They have not paid Micah.
And no telling what's going on with Jerry. I mean, it feels like why do we hear so much about Jerry more than any other owner in the league? We hear so much about Jerry. Why?
He likes the attention, man. It's the attention. That's really all it is. And he's right now, at times it was funny. Like, oh, he just wants the attention, we laughed at it. But now you're in a situation where, excuse my French, you're fucked. You are literally fucked right now. You waited so long to pay Micah Parsons. This man is 26. He's 26. And there are guys who are 30 and 29 who just got paid a boatload of money. And you're waiting to pay a guy that's 26 who can play linebacker and DN. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like that doesn't sit right. It doesn't sit right
Yeah.
because he's gonna mess around. Micah Parsons is gonna go back to his hometown. Howie
Ooh,
Roseman is gonna find a way to just
that would be awful.
sneak in
That would
Micah
be awful.
Parsons. Because I see it happening. I don't think Micah's gonna play on the franchise tag. He won't play. I see it happening. Micah's one of those guys to where he might play this year, but he's not gonna play on that franchise tag. I don't see it happening. I think he's gonna pull one of those. I'm just gonna sit on the sideline because he said it this year. If this is the end, it's the end. So you're cooked. You're cooked, Jerry. You're
A
cooked.
lot of questions about the Cowboys. They always seem to be in the spotlight too.
A
Always.
lot.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
My next team, Chicago Bears.
Okay.
Um, I'm pretty high on this offense, man. I'm pretty high on it. Like I said, I'm very interested in seeing what they're gonna do, especially what Ben Johnson's gonna do with all these weapons. Um, my biggest concern is you have too many weapons. Everyone's not gonna get equal reps. You drafted Roma Doomsday as a top 10 pick, I believe, last year. I think it was the ninth pick. You
Yeah.
get Colston Loveland
Yeah.
this year. So you made it clear with the Colston Loveland pick that it's going to be a very pass heavy team. Because if you would have went Tyler Warren, um, you could have showed me okay, you're going to go with a mix of a run and pass team. But when you went Colston Loveland, that just made me realize, you don't plan to run the ball at all, and then you don't draft any running backs. It was a pretty stacked running back class.
Yeah.
Even the Cowboys got a running back. They got Jadon Blue from Texas, which I don't think is great, but I mean, it's a running back. So it's going to be a lot of fireworks. It's going to look like
Yeah.
2018 Chiefs, man. So,
I also picked up Luther Burden out of Missouri, who fell the
yeah,
second
and
round.
Luther Bird. Yeah, like I said, it's a lot of wide receivers you
Yeah.
have to play. DJ
Right,
Moore,
right.
he's probably going to get most of the targets. I'm guessing Roma Dunze is going to get some more because Roma Dunze and Caleb Williams looked pretty good together last year. They got a lot of
Yeah.
chemistry there. So Luther Burden's already at disadvantage because he has gotten hurt in the offseason already. So it's not a good look. But Cole Komet. Cole Komet looked amazing last year, man. He looked amazing. So, dude, that's a lot of weapons. A lot of weapons. A lot of targets.
You mentioned a
Caleb
tight
Williams
end.
is having a yeah.
I really kind of wish they would have went with homeboy from Pitt. I'm sorry, Penn State. Like
Tyler Warren.
I feel like he's more of
Yeah.
a George Kittle archetype. Like I feel like he can impact the game in a way that's not just reliant on running routes, catching passes. George Kittle is the ultimate tight end in my eyes in terms of he's gonna get down with the offensive line. He gonna pull around and block. He's gonna catch screen passes. He's gonna catch middle of the field passes as well. I think that that type of player contributes most to winning. And I look at Tyler Warren from his time at Penn State, and I think that he contributed to winning. I think that similar to George Kittle, he'll block. He'll yak monster. I don't too early to say, but I think I would have preferred the Tyler Warren pick over Coast and Loveland because they were both available. But that's just me.
I get what you're saying. I really do. But I see it as you already have Cole Komet, who's a pretty good blocker. He's not George Kittle at all or
Yeah.
Gronkowski, one of the better blockers. But if you need an extra lineman, you can put Cole Komet on the line
Hmm.
and just have Colston Loveland standing up on the outside in like the slot somewhere. So it kind of works in their advantage. Um, if I'm Ben Johnson, I'm telling Colston Loveland, you don't watch any other tape besides Travis Kelce. That's all you watch. You watch Travis Kelce, you learn how to work the zones, you find spots, and you just sit there and rack up catches. That's it. That's all he really has to do. I don't see them making him run crazy post corners. He's probably going to work the middle of the field pretty well. Get people like Roma Dunze and DJ Moore going on the deep balls, pause. So it's very interesting. Like I said, Tyler Warren, amazing player. Amazing. He had like 1,000 yards receiving and like what, maybe 500 rushing yards.
That's crazy.
He
I
was a
wasn't that
he was
familiar
a
with the game, but that's crazy.
Swiss Army knife. And who does
Yeah.
he even play for?
I think the Colts.
Colts.
I think
Dude,
so.
he's
He
good.
seems like a Colts player though, doesn't he?
He's so good. Yeah,
Yeah, he seems like a Colts player.
he is. Is he? Yeah, dude, he is so good.
Yeah. I'm gonna move on to my next team. This might be a little bit lower than consensus, but I'm going with the Seahawks. They picked up
Oof.
Sam Darnold this offseason, picked up Coop Cup. Um, they drafted Jalen Milroe, who I
Lank,
think there's a world where he replaces Sam Darnold. They spent a lot of money on Sam Darnold, but I do think there's a world where Jalen Milroe comes in as dynamic as he is, both as a runner and he showed flash as at Alabama of being a pretty capable passer. I think that he could come into play, hey, by week 10 if the Seahawks are doing bad. Now, with that being said, I mentioned this also about the Cardinals. It's a tough division. I mean, there's not many divisions that have the level of competition as the NFC West. I mean, you got to play the 49ers twice, the Rams twice, the Cardinals, who may not be as strong as the other. The Cardinals are bound to. They're
you
one of
have
the
you
like
have to stop Kyler Murray twice. That's how
yeah
I see it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like a maybe you kind of look over them sometimes and you don't realize it, but you're down 21-0 in the third quarter. You can never count the Cardinals out, but they're definitely not as strong as the other competitors. So yeah, I think like I said, tough division, and this team's not really moving me. Just kind of around. I do like the Tavon, what's Weatherspoon, the corner. I
Devon
got this. Yeah.
Witherspoon. Look,
They
they have
snag,
another one.
yeah. I'm blanking on his name. What do you know? Football is not my sport. But I think they have a decent secondary. I'm not sure what's going on with the defensive line or middle linebackers or anything, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Seahawks right there in this spot.
Solid, solid, solid. Next team, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Wow, it's gonna upset some people.
Yeah, it is, man. You know how I feel about Joe Burrow. We got to go there. Not top five. Um, if they don't pay Trey Hendrickson and if they don't pay Shamar Stewart, I'll put it like this. It can go two ways. They pay these two guys, you win the division easily. You don't pay those two guys, you don't win the division, and you don't make the playoffs. It's that simple. It's honestly that simple. Because you didn't make any moves for the O line. You didn't make any other moves for the defense, really. You just paid T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Those are the two notable players you paid. But I get it. Trey Henderson, he's always, what, 31? But to have 16 and a half sacks at 31, you got to think about that. And then you don't pay your first round pick. Like, come, it doesn't, you can't be this cheap. You genuinely can't be this cheap. And I'm going to say it. It's Joe Burrow's fault. It's really his fault. Joe
Well,
Burrow's going to fall to the same fate Drew Brees fell to.
don't know.
Drew Brees only won one ring because of himself. He wanted to be the highest paid quarterback every time, and he kept paying him, and you couldn't give him more weapons. The one time he did have weapons, he lost to a flag. It sucks, but I mean, like, it. I'm never gonna give Joe Burrow excuses anymore. I can't. because the things they give him excuse for not having a defense or not having an O line. Hey, the person you compare him to, Mahomes, he won in year two without a defense. He won and he won his third ring without an O line, really. And so I don't know what it is. I don't. I don't get it. You can't put him with these elite guys, and then when it comes time to be elite, he gets an excuse. Bro, you can't even make the playoffs. I don't care if you could throw for 5K. Didn't Jameis Winston throw for 5K?
50-50 year. No, 50-30. No, 30-30 year.
It was 30-30 year
30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, 500
and
yards,
5,000
5,000.
yards.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Like
Empty stats.
anybody can throw for 5K. Justin Herbert threw for 5K. Anybody can do it.
But
Dak Prescott almost threw for 5K.
Justin Herbert's not a nobody though. Like,
He's very much a nobody. He's the if man. He is the if man. Oh, if he had receivers. Oh, if he had a better defense. Oh, if he had this, if he had that. But he's playing Mahomes. Oh my gosh, bro. Stop. Stop, bro. Stop. Stop.
wow.
Look, he doesn't throw interceptions, but then he throws for four
Oh yeah,
interceptions
that was rough.
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Chargers will say it's not his fault, but I digress.
Okay.
But yeah, man, if they don't make any moves on the defense, they're not winning the division. I even have Pittsburgh probably picking up a game against them. Is that crazy to say?
I feel like Pittsburgh takes a game from the Bengals every year, like regardless. You know, there's some matchups that happen, and just regardless of record, regardless of team construction, this series is gonna split.
Um,
Like you think about the Saints and Falcons. Saints have been awful for the past couple of years, but the Saints are bound to win at least one game against the Falcons. That's just how the rivalry works. Like they get amped for that game, for both of those games. You know, I do think that the Steelers are bound to take one from the Bengals, you know. So my last team is the Dolphins. These guys are the Super Bowl champs through October.
call them the
Every
break
year.
dancers.
What?
They call them the break dancers, man.
I've never heard of that, but okay, we're the break dancers. Dynamic wide receiver room. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, brought in a retired Darren Waller. Sure, he's not as gonna be great, but he'll be something. Traded back for Minka after they gave him away all those years ago. But they lost their free safety, I believe Holland. They Teron Armstead retired. Jalen Ramsey left. I wonder what really is kind of on my mind about the Dolphins. I just wonder how their chemistry is affected. You know, because man, Tyreek Hill made it known he didn't want to be in Miami this year. He made it known, made it evident that he was tired of Tua. He was tired of playing for Mike McDaniels. He was tired of being a loser, really. Uh, I feel like in a relationship like that, it's just tough to kind of go back. And I see you point to the Chiefs sign. He may end up back with the Chiefs. I don't. Tyreek Hill is still a top 10 receiver, but I don't know if he's not getting better with age. So maybe you're right. Maybe it's best for them to move on from him now sooner rather than later. As well comes with Tua. I think Tua is a very good passing quarterback, very good pocket quarterback. It's as much as you hate to see it, the concussions, the injuries, everything like that just happens so constantly. And you lost your captain of the offensive line, Teron Armstead, who retired. I don't really know about them. I want the Dolphins to be good because I do like Tua. I like I thought he was killer at Alabama, but he had surrounded by a five-star offensive lineman, running backs, receivers, everything. But I think that I do possibly see them competing for a wild card spot just because of how hot they start off the year. That's gonna wrap up my list.
Okay. Okay. I do want to say this about the Dolphins, man. They're in a good position right now. they could get a lot of draft capital. They would
Yeah.
restart. They would get a lot of. They could get a lot back for Tyreek Hill.
Hmm.
A team like the Patriots, which I mean, it's a crazy trade, but because they are division rivals,
Hmm.
but I mean, they have a lot of cap space, so they can't take Tyreek Hill. You can get a lot of first round picks for Tyreek, a couple second rounds probably. Um, Another team, Tennessee, I think they have some cap space as well. Teams that need wide receivers, you could trade Tyreek Hill too. Yeah, he's regressing, but he's still worth the first round pick. We're not just gonna forget like he didn't have what 1,900 yards.
Yeah.
Like that happened 2 years ago. So they could trade him, or they could trade somebody like Jalen Waddle if they still want to keep Tyreek Hill. I always said it when the Chiefs needed a receiver. I said, look, they're in a bad spot right now. We could give the Dolphins a second round pick and Carson Wentz and give us Jalen Waddle.
Carson
Listen,
Wentz is not
listen,
a
when
bad
we had
shot.
Carson Wentz, it's not a bad trade. It's not a bad trade. It's not a bad trade. So
Hmm. I
I
don't
don't I
think.
don't see them I don't see them competing for a playoff spot though.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening. Not
You know,
at all.
their division got better. The Jets, the Jets got better. Maybe it wasn't by a lot, but they got better. The Patriots got better. They're not going to win a game against the Bills unless they might win the one in Miami, but they're not going to go in Buffalo and win a game against the Bills. It's just not happening. But I think that they could sneak out some wins and be in that the wild card hunt, really. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for my NFL power rankings. Um, Go ahead, man. Give us your no huddle.
All right, man. As you know, man, Fantastic Four, it's out. So I have a question for you. Who would win? The Fantastic Four, which is Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny, Ben, against Batman, Robin, Dick Grayson, Red Hood. Who you got?
Okay, first of all, is Robin and Dick Grayson, are they not the same person?
There are three Robins. There's the Dick Grayson, that's Nightwing. And then you have Red Hood. And then you have his son, Damien.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't
They're
know.
all Robins. They're all Robins, but Jason, I think Jason's the one that he got from foster care. That's Red Hood. Damien is his actual son. Dick Grayson is the one from the circus. That's
I'm not
crazy,
sure.
man. Batman might be a pedophile. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. Look, just throwing a curveball.
I can't comment on this, hump. I don't really know DCU like that. Now, if you were to put a Fantastic Four against the Guardians of the Galaxy,
Let's do that then. Let's do that.
okay. I've yet to see the Fantastic Four movie because it comes out tomorrow. But
Yeah.
from what I've seen, the Fantastic Four is fighting Galactus. Who have the Guardians of the Galaxy fought that's remotely close to Galactus? Sure, they fought Thanos, but they fought Thanos with a bunch of other like with a bunch of other people, right?
Yeah.
I think I'd have to go with the Fantastic Four.
Didn't they fight Galactus as well? Am I tripping?
No, they fought
No, they fought.
Thanos' like apprentice
Yeah.
Ronan. They fought
Yeah, there we go.
Ego, who was Star-Lord's dad, and they fought this dude who like Rocket's owner. What's his name? He was a scumbag, dude. Yeah. But yeah, I think the Fantastic Four win. But I don't think, hot take here, I don't think that there's a better movie trilogy in the MCU than a Guardians of the Galaxy. There.
Spider-Man,
I've yet to see
the old
the
Spider-Man,
no, I haven't seen the one with are you who are you talking about?
uh,
We're
Tobey
talking about,
Maguire. You
I
think
wouldn't
that's
consider
better
that the
than
MCU. I know it's like early
okay,
in the
MCU,
MCU.
MCU.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah. All right.
Dude, I mean, I find myself listening to Guardians of the Galaxy songs sometimes, dude. Like
They have amazing
James
songs.
Gunn is incredible. I haven't seen a
They
Superman
say
movie, but
the
James
gun
Gunn.
don't jam.
What?
They say the gun don't jam.
Who says that? Is that just talking
I
about
don't
James
know.
Gunn?
Yeah, they say the gun don't jam, which means he doesn't make bad movies. He makes an
No,
amazing
he
movie.
doesn't. He made the new Suicide Squad movie, which is hilarious. He's got the Supermans, Guardians of the Galaxies. It's a shame he's not working with Marvel anymore, but it's kind of cool that he's working for the direct competition.
Well, I think he's looking to work with them again. I don't know.
It's weird.
I know he talked to like Ryan Coogler, the dude who
Yeah.
made Sinners, which I still haven't seen Sinners yet, bro. Oh my goodness, I gotta watch that. I might
It's
watch
on
that today.
Max. I haven't seen either of that.
I've seen it. I gotta watch it. But
Do
yeah,
you agree with that? Do you think that the Guardians of the Galaxy has the best trilogy in MCU?
MCU, yes. MCU, the MCU, the MCU.
Mm.
That's about it, bro. I got Fantastic Four and four.
I got him at five.
Flame on. I'm not gonna say the rest.
What's the rest?
Flame on. I'm not
Are we
gonna say the
excusing your
rest.
French again?
Excuse my French, but I'm not saying it. I'm not saying that. This is a family-friendly channel.
That's right, with the beef jerky sponsorship, by the way. Shout out to
Shout out to Beef
No
Jerky.
Man's Land Beef Jerky. Support them because they support us,
No
as well
Man's
as
Land.
a formidable Prize Picks and our newest sponsor, Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings. Whenever you need to boost energy, go ahead and get your drink of Red Bull.
Yeah. Uh,
We love our sponsors.
No Man's Land. I'm a big beef guy. Pause. So
Catch.
hook me up, man. Some
Yeah.
beef jerky. I like a look. Nope, not saying that. Not saying that. Look, I'm open to the beef jerky. That's all I'm
Okay.
saying.
All right, man. Well, that's gonna do it here from us.
Yes,
We'll catch
sir.
y'all next pod. All right, peace out.
Peace out. Wait, hold on. I
Oh,
want to do the little Lamar Jackson thing.
are you
Pick
throwing a
and
game?
pod out. I'm gonna
Okay.
edit that, bro.
Okay.
All right, man.
Did you